Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. We are from Group 9. We'll present material about the poetic element of English Romanticism, nature, feeling, and the moral concern. Okay, and sequentially the material will be delivered by me first, Furqan Burgani, and the second material will be delivered by Ibnu, and the third material will be delivered by Haifa. Okay, next, for the first, let's describe the romantic concept of nature. Nature is a concept that is natural or what it is in accordance with nature. Nature itself is very closely related to the theme of Romanticism, where its nature is very dramatic and tends to be light for its work. Nature here is concept that is often used as a background to strengthen or soften the flow of poetry. If you look at the 18th, most romantic poetry position people and nature were objectified and reduced to commodity status. This was regarded as undesirable and leading to degradation of the humans. According to the Romantics, the solution was back to nature, because nature was seen as pure and as a spiritual source of renewal. So, because of this problem, that William Wordsworth attacked the popular style of the time by accusing it of using a gaudy and naive phraseology that veiled nature rather than revealing its spirit. Romantic poets see things with different aspects, and decorate their idea with words which can touch to the reader's heart. Words' idea to the nature was that human beings can be pure while they are with nature. In addition, the nature poem language was planned for accommodating people to understand, because nature and its beauty wasn't just for aristocratic class, it was for every human being. Nature wasn't just a subject to write for romantic poets, it was also a solitude place for them to find relief. They were in harmony with nature, and their aim was make readers participant to nature's harmony. Poets usually took place to write their poem and portray their image to readers. This is why they could express their feelings with nature so perfectly. They were part of the nature. Okay, for the next is feeling. So, what is the connection between nature and feeling? Feeling become the real basis of imagination, which becomes the power to grasp nature in its totality and to order one's experience. This emphasis is present also is what was the description of the poems and in a poems. The feeling the rain developed gives importance to the action in situation, and not the action in situation to the feeling. This view contrasts with Aristotle's raising up of plot upper characterization. He seems to have made secondary the Aristotelian concept of the poem as an imitation of an action, and this thing that is imitated here is nature or nature itself. So that nature can feeling become a very strong relationship between each other. So when you success in interpreting nature, there is where the feeling will grow. Okay, that's all from me. The next explanation will be delivered by Ibnu.
Principal object of vertical arrangement. Wordsworth has stated in the preface to his lyrical ballad The main object in this poem is to select event and situation from common life. In romantic poetry, stanzas recouple are short forms in which the poet expresses his personal thoughts or feelings. The language of the poem is very simple. The principal object then proposed in this poem was to choose incident and situation from common life. As we can see on a page 148, it says, and to relate or describe them throughout as far as was possible in a selection of language really used by men, at the same time to throw over them a certain coloring of imagination whereby ordinary things should be presented to the mind in an unusual aspect and further and above all, to make this incident and situation interesting by tracing them through truth not ostentiously the primary law of our nature, civilized as far as regard the manner in which we associate ideas in a state of excitement. Concept of poetry as the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Poetry is described by Wordsworth as a result of the power accumulated by all kinds of feelings and then all the activities that exist, as explained in the book on page 163. I have said that poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility. The emotion is contemplated by a species of reaction. The tranquility gradually disappears, and an emotion kindred to that which was before the subject of contemplation is gradually produced and thus itself actually exists in the mind. However, the poet emphasizes the importance of feeling to make literary works.
My name is Haifa Maramazaya. I'm going to describe the concept of prophetic intelligence in Wordsworth's definition on poet. The concept of prophecy can be seen on the definition of the poet by Wordsworth. As we know, that prophecy involves a message inspired by God or Spirit and often is communicated to other people. See the definition of poet on page 155 on the right side. He is a man speaking to men. A man, it is true, endowed with more lively sensibility, more enthusiasm and tenderness, who has a greater, more knowledge of human nature and more. Next, I'm going to describe the moral concern of the poet and poetry. Wordsworth considers the poet is a teacher not of concepts, as in the traditional notion of delight and teaching, but of immediate intuitions of nature. We can see on the page 150. Poems to which any value can be attached were never produced on any variety of subjects, but by a man who, being possessed of more than usual organic sensibility, had also thought long and deeply. Wordsworth described difference between the man of science and the poet. Simple word, the man of science seeks knowledge, but the poet seeks knowledge and passion. So, in the poet's work, there are knowledge and passion. Wordsworth states that poetry is the breath and finer spirit of all knowledge. We can see on the page 159. Poetry is the first and last of all knowledge. It is as immortal as the heart of a man.